Welcome back, I'm Chris Kirschner. The Florida women's basketball team needs every victory it can get in the SEC tourney in order to have a chance to make it to the NCAA tournament. The 5th-seeded Gators were in action earlier today against the 13th-seeded Mississippi State Bulldogs, and it was a nail-biter. The Gators gave up a 13-point halftime lead, but in the end, Florida survives with a 71-67 win and gives Coach Amanda Butler a very happy birthday. The Gators now 9-6 in games decided by 10 points or less. They'll face Kentucky in the third round tomorrow at 2:30. It hasn't been the greatest year for men's basketball in the SEC. ESPN bracketologist Joe Lunardi has Florida and Kentucky as the only locks in the big dance. There are 4 other SEC teams vying for a chance to dance. We'll start in Missouri. The Tigers were 7 seconds away from probably kissing their tournament dreams goodbye. Missouri shot an abysmal 26.9% from the field in the first half, but they never trailed by more than 4 points in the final 10 minutes of the game against the Texas A&M Aggies. On senior night, Ernest Ross, in his final game at home, drains 2 free throws to give Mizzou its first lead of the game with 7 ticks on the clock, and that was enough to squeak out a 57-56 win over the Aggies. Mizzou's chance to dance still alive with the win. The Tigers close out the regular season against another fringe SEC tourney team, Tennessee, on Saturday. LSU essentially has to go deep in the SEC tournament to have a chance to make the dance. Tonight, they square off against Vanderbilt. The Tigers are coming off an 18-point loss to the Gators, and it really wasn't a competitive game. LSU can put points on the board in a hurry. They average just under 76 points per game, but they can't stop anyone on defense. They also give up just under 76 points per game. LSU needs lots of help moving forward in order to go dancing. The College Football Hall of Fame released its ballot today, and one former Gator saw his name on that list. Wide receiver Wes Chandler, who played for the Gators from 1974 to 1977, is one of the 75 former college players on the list. Chandler had 93 catches for Florida, and he scored on 22 of them. Almost a quarter of the time he caught the ball, he found his way into the end zone. That's pretty good. Chandler was a first-team All-American twice in 76 and 77. He finished 10th in the Heisman voting back in 77 and was the only receiver to place in the top 10. For those Gator fans who are unfamiliar with Chandler's work, he was the Percy Harvin of his generation. Chandler was selected 3rd in the 1978 NFL Draft and was a 4-time Pro Bowler. He also still holds the NFL record for most yards per game in a single season. But one Gator who surprisingly didn't make the list was wide receiver Chris Doering. Doering still holds the SEC record with 31 touchdowns, so Doering will still have to wait another year to see his name on that list.
Wow, Chris, that's exciting news for the SEC for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll have more news after the break. Stay with us.